True France is its provinces, not Paris. Could Jean-Jacques Rousseau say the same thing about Lithuania? At the end of the 18th century, the creative work in the broadest sense of the word became an important part of the life of the nobility in the Grand Duchy of Lithuania. Vilnius gradually lost its significance as a political and cultural center, and a notable part of intellectual life moved to the provinces, the manors. A group of manor owners who were very much into literary, artistic, and scientific aspirations gained momentum during the active years of the Imperial University of Vilnius, and increased significantly after the closure of this important center of art and culture. A part of the professors from Vilnius also settled in the villages, bringing a part of the university with them. Being educated was a matter of prestige for a nobleman, while the rapidly expanding reading culture in Europe inspired the nobility to read more. Therefore, in the middle of the 19th century, the manors participated in the cultural process both passively, as consumers, and actively, as creators. The manor owners engaged in extremely rich cultural activities: books and manuscripts, historical research, literary creative work, artistic aspirations, collecting, patronage. All this colored the life of manor owners. In other words, in addition to traditional manors, we can list the manors that engaged in writing and painting, the manors-museums, and the manors-archives. It was at the provincial manor that the first multi-volume Lithuanian history was written. In addition to the author of Lithuanian history books, the owner of Švarė Manor, Theodoras Narbutas, and other historians, archaeologists, collectors, even the geologist and mineralogist Ignas Domeka. The group of intellectual manors and their owners includes novelists, poets, translators, memoir writers, and painters. The owner of Ževetnia, Ignasas Chvotka. The owner of Pavekniai, Stanislovas Moravskis. The owner of Garzdja and Renavas manors, Eugenius Rene. The owner of Liubavas Manor, Rapolas Slesienius, and many others. These unconventional manors followed the philosophy of Horace. They simply idealized this Roman poet. Not only did they read and translate his works, but also lived a Horace-inspired way of life. The manor owners, just like Horace in his famous dwelling by the Tiber River, enjoyed their simply happy life in seclusion. Of course, creative work was always a significant part of their lives. Just like Horace, the dwellers of large and small manors would feel lonely at times, but if they had to leave their home, they would yearn for them. However, the Horace's motto, Beatus ille, just like the even more famous Carpe Diem, inviting to enjoy the day, to get away from a stressful life, from the intrigues, to create the oasis of spiritual peace away from the hustle and bustle of the city, had deep roots in Lithuania. As the political situation changed in the 19th century, new accents emerged. The manor also became the home of national identity. Therefore, the Horace's teaching about the reasonable love for the homeland became more relevant than ever before. The creative legacy of this century is extremely impressive. See the other side of the manors. The manors engaged in creative work and research. The manors-museums. The manors that have been and will always remain the guarantors of the Lithuanian identity and the source of inspiration for the future.